Hey y'all, we are walking over here. Actually, real quick, as we walk by the garden, in a recent video we started cleaning this up. We've continued to work on it. It's looking much tidier. There's still work to be done. We've got to get the ground covered now. That's the next step, whether it's planting, which we'll do in certain areas, putting hay or pine straw down, just getting the exposed earth covered up, because otherwise it will try to cover itself, and just being open and exposed can really deplete the soil of nutrients and all the good things going on there. So the next step is to kind of get it covered up, whether it's planting or just covering it. But there's a little peek at what the garden space is, this garden space is looking like. We're headed over here to cut some goldenrod. It's that time of year. Every fall for the last several years, I have harvested goldenrod and dried it to be able to use it. That's what we're doing today. I got a video from last year and I'll link it in case you want to watch it. Fletcher was he was on my back and we were over here cutting goldenrod. He was just teeny tiny, it seems. But anyway, that's where we're headed, is over here to cut some goldenrod and get it hanging up to dry. It's up to about 78 degrees right now, but this morning when we woke up, it was a cool 50 degrees, and it was like, okay, get out there, cut you some goldenrod, get it dry, because y'all, my favorite hot drink is to take a little bit of honey, a spoonful of honey, hot apple cider, and then steep dried goldenrod in it. Oh, it's the best. It's got all the benefits of the goldenrod, plus it's delicious. It's my favorite hot drink. Sometimes I'll also steep some purple dead nettle in it. But anyway, the cool morning had me thinking about that as I got up and fixed Justin a coffee this morning, and got some pinto beans growing in the crock pot for their supper tonight. I was just like, oh, goldenrod tea. Goldenrod infused apple cider. Let's go get some goldenrod hanging to dry, which I still have some dried goldenrod from last year, but it's time to get some more. And look at that okra still blooming. Some of it's every bit of like 8 to 10 feet tall. Look at these mushrooms. I don't know much about mushrooms, but oh my goodness, they are huge. I don't know if you can really, I wish I had something for comparison. They're massive. Sometimes I think goldenrod gets a bad rap because people have allergy issues, which are probably caused by ragweed, but they see the bright yellow blooms of the goldenrod at the same time and they say, oh, that must be what's causing the issues. When in fact, goldenrod can actually help fight allergy symptoms. The pollen of goldenrod is very sticky. It doesn't fly through the air like ragweed pollen. And the goldenrod pollen really relies on insects touching it, it sticking to them, and it moving around, where the ragweed just flies through the air. So there's a little pollen knowledge for you. Today is going to be the day of all the drying and dehydrating. We're going to get the goldenrod hanging. I like to hang it in my kitchen by my windows. It looks beautiful and it can hang there and dry. And then I have a new dehydrator, which I'm really excited about. If you've been around here, the dehydrator you've seen me using, which I'm going to keep because that thing has been going strong for like 20 plus years. But it's the round style dehydrator, and I've really been wanting one with the square paint like sheets that you slide in it. And so we're going to unbox and set up my new dehydrator, and then we're going to dehydrate some banana chips. I've been loving snacking on banana chips lately, so we're going to dehydrate some banana chips. I guess I could put some goldenrod in there as well. Well, maybe if there's some extra room. We'll just have to see. But it's going to be the day of drying and dehydrating. You can just hear the bees out here buzzing around it. They're loving it. And you can find goldenrod on fence lines, in some parts of pastures and fields, on roadsides. It's pretty plentiful this time of year. And I'm just cutting it long enough that I can bunch them together and hang them upside down, tie them, and hang them upside down to dry. Here's a close-up of what it looks like. See if I can show you some of the different insects that are loving the goldenrod. So you do have to be careful and watch for them while you harvest it. I mentioned that it's good at combating allergy symptoms, but that's just one of many things. It's probably most well known for being a diuretic and its anti-inflammatory properties, and being an aid for urinary tract health. Whether you have issues with kidney stones or urinary tract infections, that's probably what it's most well known for, is helping in those areas. But there's a long list of things that goldenrod is good for and ways to use it. I mentioned the tea, and that's probably my favorite way to consume it. But in the other video that we did last year, we showed how we make goldenrod tinctures and goldenrod infused oil. If I feel like we're getting sick, sometimes I'll take the oil and put it behind my ears. Also, turn the oil into a salve. The tincture is very concentrated, so if you need to take a few drops of that directly or mix it in with a drink, it's just very concentrated. And we showed all that in those videos, in that video, and I'll link it. Today I'm just going to hang it up to dry. The boys have been out here playing this morning, and I don't know what in the world they've got going on here with this chair and this slide. The bees are nice and active. I feel like most places that goldenrod's growing, it would be difficult to completely clear it out by just coming and harvesting some to dry for yourself. But it's one thing to be mosquitoes. That's something else we're gonna be making soon. Natural mosquito repellent. Just be aware of how much you're taking. Leave some for the bees. Leave some so that it will drop seed. But most places where it's growing, it would be pretty difficult to completely clear it out. It is something to be aware of, though. I'm going to set the goldenrod to the side for just a minute, and we're going to work on opening up this dehydrator and getting it going, then we'll come back to the goldenrod. I'm going to get this new dehydrator set up. This is from London Sunshine. I've been wanting a dehydrator that's this style for a while, with the door on the front and the trays that slide in. I just feel like you can really dehydrate a lot of food and dehydrate it evenly with this style dehydrator. It came with a cookbook and the instruction manual. We're going to get this out, get it set up, and dehydrate our bananas for banana chips. The dehydrator that we've been using for years and years and years, it just has a switch that you flip and it just turns it on. But with this one, we can actually set the temperature and the timer. Dehydrators are an excellent tool for people who are new to preserving food. If you want to get into preserving, a dehydrator is a good way to start. This one is very reasonably priced and has all those really neat features like the timer and like the temperature setting. It says before you use it for the first time to let it run for 30 minutes. So I'm going to do that, and then we'll come back and put our bananas in it. Had the instruction manual, a little cookbook, and it does have a banana chip recipe in here. And so that's what I'm going to do. I've never brushed them with the lemon juice water before. I guess that's to help with their color. So I'm going to try that this time, and it tells me what temperatures and for how long, because you can adjust temperature. My other one, you just, flip it on and it goes. This one, you can change the temperature. You can set timers. So I'm going to follow this. It even says you could dip them into chopped nuts or coconut flakes. We're just going to do banana chips. I need to let it run for that 30 minutes, and then we'll come back and get them loaded up. I'm going to put the trays in while it's running for that 30 minutes. And it even has these right here that it says you can use for things like bananas that might be sticky, or where you need a finer grate for herbs or different things. So I guess we'll try putting the bananas on those. I've got a little helper, and we're going to get the trays loaded with slices of bananas. And I mentioned, I had to run it for the 30 minutes. You only have to do that the very first time you use it. Be careful. You only have to do that the very first time that you use it.
I can't see me.
Why don't you come right here so you can lay them on the tray.
Oh.
You're going to take the slice of banana, and you're going to put it in the line. You're going to make a line of them, okay? Start another row. We've got a little bit of lemon juice and water, and we're going to brush it on the top of them. Start over here.
I don't want to do it.
Like this, just go back and forth.
I don't want to do it.
Okay.
Let me hold it. You hold it.
Do this line.
On my bed.
Go like this. Go all the way down, all the way up. Okay, now you do this line. Do this line. All the way up, all the way down. There you go.
Get back on.
Get back in line.
Alright.
Right now, this one.
Get back in line. Oh, get back in line.
Make sure we get some on this row. I don't know if we did this row. Let Mommy check. All right. So for the bananas, we're going to do 140 for... Start with 7 hours. And we did the 3 trays with the 3 extra sheets on there. It's supposed to help them not stick. Can already tell that we'll be able to dehydrate a lot at one time with this dehydrator. Just so much fits on the tray. Being able to put up to 6 trays in there, we'll just be able to do a lot at one time. Gonna put my banana peels in my compost bin. So I arranged some of this goldenrod. I'm gonna hang it in my kitchen, so I wanted it to look nice as well. So I put some of the taller pieces in the back, shorter pieces in the front. And I just tie it with a piece of a t-shirt that I've cut off. I have an old t-shirt that I save and cut pieces off to do things like this with. And so what I'm going to do is, this is what's going to be the front of it. And I'm going to start tying it here, pull it pretty tight, and then I'm going to flip it over. I'm going to knot it in the back, and then I'll make a loop with the other end, and I have a push pin by my window that I will hang. I'll hang it from the loop with that push pin. So with this end right here, I'm going to make a loop. And it'll take it a couple of weeks to dry, but I just leave it hanging by my window. And sometimes I'll take it, I have some jars, I'll show you my jar from last year, that after it got good and dry, I took it and kind of cut it up and put it in the jar. You can use the flowers, you can use the leaves, and I pulled those off and put them in my jar, and I use from that jar. And then some I just left hanging by my window because it looked so pretty. Bless you. It's next morning, and before I close the video out, I want to show you these banana chips. They went for 7 hours, and then while they were still warm, I went in and separated them from the tray. I feel like if you do that before they cool all the way off, it's easier to get them off. So anyway, I thought I'd show you those before we close out the video. And I just left them in here cooling overnight. I'm about to put them in a bag. Here they are. This dehydrator did a really good job. I'll have all the information and the link down in the description box for you. I'm going to get these in a bag and get them put away so we can snack on them. I love you. I appreciate you. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye, y'all.